Nigeria to Canada to America and to so many different places. But good morning, champions. I hope you're ready for an amazing, amazing day. Welcome to the Breakfast of Champions call. And today I'm going to share with you and ask you a question. What do you think is the secret of those that have longevity in their business and continue to grow versus those that don't? So, I'm going to share with you today a tip that I know has helped me and my wife build a business with the same product that has continued to grow year after year after year after year for 13 years. And it's something I do not hear people talk about enough. So, this is one you're going to want to grab your pen, your paper, your mental notes, whatever that it is. This is one that you're going to want to share with others because it can either make you or break you. If you're ready for that, get yourself into the zone. Today, I'm going to be talking about the difference of gossip and problem solving, gossip and solutions. This one aspect is the biggest thing I've seen kills teams, and we all fall victim to it. Let's be honest. How about you? Do you ever find yourself in a place where you're chilling on a Saturday afternoon, a Sunday afternoon? You're scrolling through Netflix, you're scrolling through YouTube, you're scrolling through the news, and you find some catchy title, and it's something really dramatic, and you just want to know the drama, don't you? In the news, they've understood that what bleeds leads. They've understood that what is dramatic draws us. What That's why we love reading drama books. That's why we love watching these movies that just captivate us and bring it to us. That's why maybe you're a Korean drama person. By the way, why does the main character always have to die in the end in a K drama? Why? They always have to have cancer. Why? Side note. But I bring that up because it is an aspect of our human nature that we love to dwell in drama. And while that's a natural thing to do, though, if you want to be a champion in your business, if you want to lead the charge, if you want to be able to expand and navigate around some treacherous territories, it is of utmost importance and priority that you, as a leader, you, as a champion, are able to be equipped to recognize gossip, to know how to navigate around it. And it all starts from ourselves knowing how to navigate ourselves. All right. So, what is gossip? Gossip is when we talk negatively about something or someone with no intention with a solution. Did you catch that? Gossip is talking negatively about something or someone without an intention about providing a solution. And you might be thinking, well, I don't gossip. I don't do those crazy things. I want us to be very mindful, and I'm going to ask you to be transparent and vulnerable today and do an assessment. And none of us are perfect, by the way. I gossip too, right? I throw drama and stuff. But I am always constantly doing an inventory of myself every day. Am I doing things that are landing into the gossip lane, or is it problem solving lane? Okay. This could be, for example, I've noticed in my business, there's times where I will be talking to my wife and I have a negative situation come up and I just want to vent, right? I just want to complain about things. So I go to my wife and I'll be like, oh my gosh, you can't believe what just happened. Oh. Maybe it's you going up to your mentor, your upline, your coach, and you feel the same way about a situation. You're like, oh. It's okay and it's important, by the way, to address real problems. It's important that if something is not making you feel good, that we do talk about it. I'm not talking about hiding things under the rug. That actually is worse. Whatever you suppress will eventually be expressed in some negative way. You self implode or you explode. So that's not healthy as well, too. But how do we actually go from gossip mode to solution mode? Very, very simple. Make it a goal that any single time you catch yourself talking about a problem or something negative, that you drive that conversation towards a potential solution, that you have an intention behind it. So let's say I'm talking to my wife and a situation happened, which always happens the bigger business gets. Guess what? We will always have more situations. All right? You become somewhat of a therapist, to be honest, in business because you're dealing with people all day. So you have to guard your heart, guard your mind in this. So build yourself the habit. In this example with my wife, I'll be like, man, this happened, but you know what? I think that this is how we can address it. You guys see how that works? So always end with a potential solution. This is super important because if you want to grow an influence, who here wants to be around people that are negative all day versus those that are always adding value to your life? We want to be around those. One of the secrets that have helped us last in business for over 13 years is that we're constantly, daily, weekly, monthly, doing an inventory to make sure that we're not landing in this gossip lane, especially when you're not feeling good. I bring it back to in our business, we've had multiple seasons. We've been through up seasons, down seasons, all types of seasons. And in 2017, we had our worst season business wise and life wise of our life. We lost everything. We sold our home, our cars. We almost quit our business. And there were things that were happening in the business that we found out that led to that demise. And this is what happened. It happened company wide. Why is it that 7 years later, 8 years later, me and Becky are still around? It's because unfortunately, you know what happened? We saw that many people, and I'm going to challenge you this because most people will linger in the drama because it's easier. But what I saw is most people, they shifted to the gossip blame game. They would talk to each other and be like, you see what the company did? Man, if they knew this, it would have been so much better. Or they talked to each other and they would complain about their leaders. And they're like, you know what? If only that person did this, we wouldn't be in this mess. Legitimate, valid problems, by the way. But why is it that their businesses went away and our businesses continued to come and expand? Is because we chose to be in solution mode rather than gossip mode. So let me give you an example. When others complained about the company, this is what we did. We said, okay, yes, there were changes. Yes, we were not expecting it. However, you know what? I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt. I'm going to just know that, you know what? I believe that people are not perfect, but they have good intentions. So instead of us talking about this behind closed doors, let's go talk to the company about it. So, what is a way to not gossip? Or how do you know something is gossip? Let me ask you this question. If the person were right in front of you that you're talking about, would you tell them the same thing to their face? I'm going to pause here. Think about it. Would you tell it straight to their face? If you're like, no, I would never tell them that, sister, brother, champion, you're probably veering into gossip territory. Why are we scared to tell something in someone's face? Because we know it's something that is drama inducing. We know it's something that is actually something that we would never actually want to solve a problem with. So if you feel that way anytime, resist the urge and the temptation to fall into that trap because it is a very diabolical trap. If you don't watch yourself and guard your heart and your mouth about this, what will happen is you start getting into a negative self-fulfilling prophecy where you only start seeking out confirmation to the negative outcomes. And guess what? You tend to get what it is that you expect. So what happens is you're going to get negative things happen to your business. So instead, turn it back and go to the source. So what we did is we ended up talking to corporate. and we talked to them about what was happening. And as we talked to them, we didn't just complain about it. We brought up solutions and ideas. We said, guys, here's a problem that happened with the compensation plan and how it impacted our business. What if we did this so that we could make a solution around it? You know what that did? That allowed us to continue to be productive. And it also put us in a light where with corporate, they could see that we could be trusted with more. In the midst of challenges, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of stress, how are you going to act? I'm going to promise you this. The tips I'm sharing on this conversation right here, you're either going to need right now or you're going to need to hold in your pocket and you're going to need it sometime very soon. Because the reality is, as your business expands, because I know that's what you want, you will deal with dramatic situations where this could actually start to act out. Okay. So that happened in those situations. We went to the company, we figured out the solution. Other example, leader situations. Who here has ever been in leadership or you've been around leadership and they did something that hurt you? They did something that hurt others. By the way, every single leader or person you ever work with will hurt you at one point or another. Why? Not because we're ridiculously bad, evil people that want to hurt people. Usually, it's usually because we just make mistakes. Have you made a mistake before, by the way? Have you ever done something unintentionally and it hurt someone's feelings? Ask my wife. If you're married, you know it just happens all the time. The reality of life is this is we will do things that hurt other people. So, in those situations, how do you go into problem solving mode or solution mode rather than gossip mode? What I saw back in 2017 is in leader situations, there were people, unfortunately, that stayed in gossip zone and they would talk behind people's backs and be like, you see what that leader did? Shouldn't they have known better? I can't believe that that happened. And I would see them in meetings and they would put up a face in front of the leader, pretend like everything was good. But I knew in their heart and I knew in the back, they would snicker and they would sneer. And they actually had a fake face up front. And they might have thought that that was going to help them in their cause. But in fact, they shot themselves in their own foot because you will always get in your business what it is in your heart that you feel. If you are not settled with the situation and you have a negative, festering, toxic heart, guess what happens? It doesn't matter how much work you do. It doesn't matter how amazing of a smile you put on. It doesn't matter how incredible of a speaker you are. You're always going to get the negative outcome. Every single person that I saw that did not choose to go in solution mode, their businesses died. So sad. But what's the better way to go about it? Problem solving mode, solution mode. We actually went up to our leaders and it's awkward conversations. Why do people not go into solutions? Straight up, it's hard. It's much easier to sit there on my pity party and just complain and gripe and gossip. But it's not productive for your goals. And it actually hurts other people more. Hey, who here wants to achieve your goals, have longevity in your business, and have a great reputation in the world? Avoid gossip like a plague. All right. So I would go up to the leader and we would have crucial conversations. And I bring up the problems that we saw and address it face up and see if we could work out a solution. And you know what we did? That actually is what led us to launching our own organization. But we did it not out of spite, we did it out of respect and honor. We had a great conversation with our leader, still have respect to this day. Everyone, by the way, has seasons in your life, right? And those seasons will change. It's normal, it's business, it's life. I had great mentors at one season, and now they're more friends than just mentors. We don't partner in business closely, which is fine, but we still love them. We still invite them to our stuff. But we, at one point, because we brought up the solutions and we brought up the problems and we worked at a solution together, we had a cordial conversation. And it led us to doing what was needed to happen, which is we launched into our own organization, our own leadership, and it's what's created what we call the Champions Network today. If that never happened, we probably would have quit our business. We probably would have left the team, and we probably would have been rebuilding something else or out of network marketing or partnership marketing. And we probably would have had a bad taste in our mouth. And we would probably be one of those stories where we'd be like, you know what? I tried that thing and it just didn't work. The company didn't know what they were doing. The people didn't know what they were doing. We have horrible leadership, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, did that happen? Sure. But leaders, champions, continue to problem solve in the face of those challenges. If this is clicking at all, let me know if you're watching in the chats or kind of hide that in your heart right there. It's so important because you will be going through this. Okay. So, gossip versus solutions. If you are afraid to bring something up in front of the person, be very mindful. From there, if you are going to bring up a problem, also come to the table with a solution. And also go direct to the source of the people that can help you solve the problem with that solution. Be very mindful. All right. Other areas. There's some times when we are the ones that are falling into gossip. There's other times when you might be in midst of a conversation and you see others that are falling into gossip. How can we navigate in those situations? As a champion, as a leader, this is important too. You allowing gossip to happen is just as bad as us doing the gossip ourselves. Sometimes we think, we're just here to be a good friend. We're just here just to hear about their complaints. We're just here just to, be that venting person. By the way, who here does not want your energy to be drained? Right? Who here does not want to just be sucked out of all of your enthusiasm? If you do not have your guard up against gossip and you become that what you think is being a good friend and just being the one that could be an emotional punching bag, to be honest, you will find that you fall into the trap on the opposite side. I fall victim to this because I would say I try to be empathetic. I want to listen to people. I want to be a good friend. But good friends won't let their friends fall into this trap as well too, or at least you won't let yourself fall into this trap. So what do? If you see this start to happen and you see people are complaining and gossiping in things that they're not trying to find a solution in, be the friend to challenge it. So let's say my friend is coming up to me with something. Instead of only just listening and say, woe is me, and oh, I'm so sorry, things that you can do are navigate it towards a solution. For example, someone comes up to me, they have a gripe about a leader. This happens all the time, all throughout my organization, right? So and so did this. Oh my gosh, how could they? I say, I'm sorry that happened. Have you talked to her? No, I haven't. Why not? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Are you willing to address this with them so we can find a solution? Do you see how it works? Help them navigate with these questions and challenge them to do the hard thing. Or maybe like, do you want to talk to them together? Let's go do this. Right? The moment that these things happen, you have to put your guard up. And if they say no to addressing the problem, then allow yourself, I give you permission to exit out of that conversation. I just feel like, sister, I love you. But if you're not willing to confront this and we're not willing to solve the problem, then I don't want to participate in this conversation because it's not productive for you or me. I hope that makes sense. right? You stop them in their track, and now they're like a deer in the headlights. They're like, wait, what? Um, wow. Okay. You got to give some tough love sometimes. Your energy is so important. Jim Rohn said, you can help 1,000 people, but you can't carry three on your back. Some of us right now are in the midst of conversations that are not serving them or not serving you. And it's because we did not put our foot down. We were not we're not leading out of this conversation into something that's a solution. All right. So do an assessment today and think to yourself, what are the things, first for me, where are areas in my life that I have gripes about, I have problems about, I have challenges about, I have complaints about. Like I'm really thinking personally in the last week, where are those areas? I'll be honest, there's some that I just wanted a pity party. It's okay. You can have your pity party for a little bit, but let's end it with a solution as well too. Okay? Jot those down and think, how can I want to solve the problem first? Sometimes it's things that you just don't care about, to be honest. We just want to complain, right? Okay, if it's not big enough in your life to want to solve the problem, then just drop it. Just get it out of your heart, just drop it. But more than likely, if it is something that is big enough where you do actually want it solved, then the next question is, how do I solve it then? What's a possible solution? Think of a solution first. Then think, who do I need to talk to about this? Sometimes it's directly with the person. Sometimes it's directly with the company. Sometimes you might need to have a mediator or a coach or a mentor or a third party. You might need to talk to a friend, but only talk to someone that can help you in the solution. Don't only talk to somebody just for an empathetic friend. You know, one of the biggest killers to sales teams is when we're talking about our problems to our cross lines, to our team, to our mentors, anyone. But you're talking to people that have no authority or power or influence to carry out a solution. You know what you just did there? You know what I just did there? You burdened your friend with a burden that they cannot do anything about. And you literally saddled them with drama and anxiety and emotions that they need to go sort out themselves now, too. Who here would agree that that is not a kind thing to do? I don't want to be a barrier to someone in their life. I don't want to be a weight in someone in their life. I want to make sure in any relationship that I have that I always am the person that people look to as adding value to their life and adding energy to their life rather than the other way around. I don't want to be an energy vampire. Why? Selfishly, if you want to succeed in life, the only way to succeed in life is to add more value than you're extracting. The marketplace pays you for the value that you bring in other people's lives. So if people look to me and they think that person just always brings some negative news, I don't know if I want to talk to them right now. I just don't feel the best when I'm around them. You're probably not going to get many long term customers or long term partners. How is it that we've been in the same company and the same product for 13 years and we've grown more relationships and respects over time with all of our people? It's because we have a no gossip zone and priority in our life. It's because people know if you talk to James and Becky, you're probably going to feel uplifted at the end. It's because they know that we will not fall victim into this stuff. And it's because they know. And also, how is it that we don't have negative people, gossip people around us as well too? It's because they know if they bring it around us, we challenge it. And either they will rise up to the challenge or they will leave. And you know what? That's just that's guarding your culture. It's super, super important. All right. So do an inventory about yourself in areas that you need to confront and do that ASAP. Okay. Second place to do an inventory are think and evaluate the conversations and relationships you have now. And are there any of these conversations where you're on the flip side, where you've been giving soil for people to implant gossip into your life too. Think to yourself, what are ways to stop that, to challenge that, to redirect that? It doesn't matter who they are. They could be your mentor. It's not about it's not about who they are. It's about doing the right thing. And if you have these principles of life, you will see that you're just always going to get out of drama. You're always going to get to a good solution and you will get promoted. On and on this. It's crazy now that in our company, we have some type of influence. I don't take it for granted that we have the unique opportunity to speak with our owners, our founders, our executives, the corporate team. I don't take it lightly that sometimes when the company needs help, they will pick me or Becky as one of their point people for help. Because I remember a time when I got started in my business that I'm like, I was scared to talk to the the execs. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I have anything of value? I don't take that for granted at all. But why is it that way? And how can you do that too? It's because corporate knows. It's because my mentors know. It's because people know that we have this stance that we will not settle in gossip, that we will constantly be out there looking to provide the best solution with the least drama. And they know that if people work with us, you're going to have a positive experience. If people work with us, the problem will get solved. Are you going to be that no problem person? Are you going to be the champion to make a stand for how to do things right? If you do, I promise you this, you will have longevity, you will have respect, you will have impact, you will have influence in your business and in your life. And you're just going to see how life just winds up in the most positive of ways. I hope this encourages you. I know this is some real talk today. I'm checking myself on this all the time. You might want to share this with some of your teammates or with others as well too. If you have any questions on this, just let us know as well too. But if you missed this, plus any of our other replays of the Breakfast of Champions call, go to bocpodcast.com for this, plus a lot of other amazing messages as well. Other than that, it's an absolute honor. I'll turn it back to everybody. Have a blessed day.